Hello, 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 hello! Welcome to our channel, Yonny and Kayla.
We are currently apartment hunting
Oh yeah.
in San Pedro. We're happy with our apartment, but it's starting to get too small for us.
Hello, hola, it's Yonny and Kayla. Hola, hello from the DR of Buffalo.
We need a washer and we don't have a place for a washer.
Yes, that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing right now.
So we're happy in our apartment, but soon in the future, near future, we want a bigger apartment.
Yeah.
So we've been looking on and off. Like we'll look, but not seriously. But if we find one that we like, then obviously we'll move.
Yeah.
So we've been taking our time and thinking about it a lot.
And praying about it.
Yes.
Especially praying about it.
Yes. And here are some of the questions that we've been asking, which I did not even think to ask these questions until we started looking.
Like what?
The first thing we ask is obviously how much is it?
Yeah.
Because sometimes they'll be posted on Facebook Marketplace. It actually has a lot of apartments there. So we'll look there every now and then and it'll say 9,000 for example, but then when you go and talk to them, they'll be like, oh no, it's 10.
It's 10, it's 15.
Yeah. So that's the first thing we always ask is how much is it? Generally, a one-bedroom apartment should be about 10,000. Right? 10,000 or less.
Or 9 or less, yeah.
10,000 or less is about the price of a one-bedroom. The two bedrooms that we looked at, do you remember the one was 14,000 and then one was 12. But those were tiny, tiny bedrooms in the 12,000 one.
Yeah.
So if you want two bedrooms, Wendy's apartment is 2 bedrooms and hers is 16. So that's about the range for 2-bedroom apartment. Do you have hot water?
Oh.
Because in the US, everyone has hot water. It's not an option. It's not a luxury. Everyone just has hot water.
It's cold there.
Well, that's true too.
It's cold every time you
That's true. Yes, but here it's not too common to have hot water. Our apartment has hot water. And I'm so glad we have hot water because I take a hot shower almost every day. But I didn't even think to ask, do you have hot water? Or some apartments have a hookup for hot water, so the option would be to put one in ourselves. So if we wanted to put the hot water tank in ourselves, we could. But some apartments don't even have the hookup at all.
Nope.
So that's one thing we've been looking for. Is there hot water, or do you have a hookup for hot water? Another good question to ask is the water. So when the power goes out,
does the water goes out?
Yeah, is there a pump? Because there are apartments that have is it a pump? Or like a water collection? I don't know what it's called. But it's on the roof. And so when the power goes out,
a big
tank.
A big tank. Actually, we have it here.
Yes, but it runs out fast because there's a lot of apartments here. But many apartments have tanks on the roof, so when the power does go out, the water stays on for a while. But then eventually, if you use up all the water in the tank, then it goes out.
Well, yeah, but this apartment here, there's like a hole.
A pump.
Oh, a pump.
Yes.
Pump. Oh,
yes.
okay. That's what you mean with pump.
Yeah, but when the electricity goes out,
then
the pump stops.
Then the pump stops. Yeah. Which is really good, to have the pump.
Why?
Because it never runs out of water.
Oh.
Never.
And our water pressure is really good.
Way.
Because of the pump.
Yeah. So good.
We also have been asking about the electricity. How often does the electricity go out?
Yeah, because it seems like in some places the electricity goes less, even goes more,
Yeah, and for you in Consuelo, there used to be power outages. Not power outages, they would turn the power off during the day.
Yeah.
So it's good to ask about that. Like, do they turn the power off during the day? Do they not?
I think they're not doing it now. That's why the electric is so expensive now.
It's not too expensive.
Well, it's not too expensive,
but it's more.
yeah. But it's more expensive, yeah.
Oh, maybe that's why, because they don't turn the power off.
No, not anymore. After the pandemic, they, yeah.
leave the electricity on. Another thing that we pay attention to also is the flooding. So we drive around a lot. And so we'll drive around after it rains and we'll see which areas of the city flood because certain streets flood within seconds. Like if it rains for 5 minutes, it's like whoop, the water goes way up.
Yeah.
And we don't want to live in an area where it floods.
No, never.
We ask about, well, we can't ask, but the Wi-Fi, like we've been asking like teachers at the school and our friends which areas have better Wi-Fi because the signal is definitely stronger in certain areas. Some neighborhoods the Wi-Fi is just not strong, but in others it is.
Well, actually, I don't have a lot of knowledge about that.
The Wi-Fi?
But Wi-Fi about
No,
signals,
I've
so-
just been asking people, but that's not really something that makes a huge difference. Like that's not going to determine whether we move to an area or not.
In case that we have that problem, I don't know. I think
If the Wi-Fi is not so good.
if the Wi-Fi is not good at all, then I don't think it would be a good idea because we need the Wi-Fi.
That's true. And
We need it.
we also look to see if we can put screens on the windows. Because for me, that's a huge thing. I need screens on the windows to keep the mosquitoes out.
Hates mosquito.
I swell.
She hates.
I'm
them.
allergic to them.
I hate them so.
And I hate them because I'm allergic to them.
So
But some of the windows on the apartment, they have, like the one I looked out without you, the windows were barred in such a way that we couldn't have put screens on those. So some windows we can't put screens on. So that's another thing we've been looking for.
Oh, parking.
Yeah, we need to make sure that the street is safe for parking or that there's parking available.
Yeah, we need a parking spot.
'Cause
Absolutely.
we looked at the one apartment and there was no parking spot.
Any spots.
We also pay attention to like the neighborhood. We don't want to live in a neighborhood that has no people and no traffic because you're more likely to get robbed.
Yeah, it's
If-
really dangerous.
Yeah, I would not want to move to a street that is just deserted.
That would be bad.
It was creepy. That one apartment, the street was creepy.
Yeah,
Especially at night, that would have been creepy to live on.
no, I don't think I could handle to live there.
It seemed like abandoned. Just everything was quiet and no one was there and no one was even outside. Like some neighborhoods, everyone's outside at least, which I would feel safer if the neighbors were all outside. But the one we looked at, there were no people outside.
Actually, you mind so much about the color of the apartment. Don't make that face. You do.
That apartment was ugly. It was so ugly.
Why?
I will put a picture. It looked like the Joker. If the
Why?
Joker was, it was ugly.
Why?
It was green and black and white
Dang, there it is.
and yellow and green and black and white.
Oh my
I'm gonna put a picture. I'm gonna find that apartment and put a picture up. It was the ugliest thing I've ever
What
seen
if
in my
we would
entire
just
life.
talk with the owner and say, we're gonna paint it?
No, we can't paint all the cabinets, all the walls, all the floors. It was the ugliest thing I've ever seen. And the floor was hideous. But the longer we look at apartments, the more I realize that I am very particular. There are a lot of things that we want in an apartment.
Yeah, and there's an apartment that we watched, we saw. It was all great and it was so nice.
That was so nice.
We need to look at it again.
We will. Okay, bye.
Peace out. We have to go.
Okay, one thing I forgot to mention about Facebook Marketplace. We have not had any luck with Facebook Marketplace because for some reason people don't respond to us. And I'm not sure if it's because I'm American, because I've sent messages to people and they haven't gotten back to me. And then Mariano has also sent messages to people, but they haven't gone back to him either. So I'm not sure why. The only apartments that we've looked at are apartments that people have told us about. So I don't think that San Pedro, a lot of people are willing to rent apartments to foreigners, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You need to be here and look at the apartments in person and have connections, I think.
That would be better.
That would be the best way, I think, to get an apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And also, another thing we do to look for an apartment is just we drive down the street and we'll write the phone numbers of like signs that we see, and people respond to us that way. So people respond to us if we call them directly or if we know people. So we have not had any luck with Facebook Marketplace, but maybe you will. That doesn't mean you won't. Try it, see what happens.
You have it here? I didn't put it there. Hello, 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 hello! Welcome to our channel, Yonny and Kayla. Did that hurt you?
Oh, you hit my...
Ouch! Bam!
I'm sorry!
Hello, hello. What was that doing there?
I'm doing fine. So ease your worried mind. Sit back and close your eyes. Yeah, yeah, this land is a paradise. And the people are so very nice. I'm happier than I've ever been.